Morning. I'm Gail Held, and I've been part of CCSM my entire life. I was born into this beloved community, as was my sister Allison Schwant, and we've been involved in here for as long as I can remember. Sunday school, youth choir, youth groups through high school. Peter and I even met here at high school youth group, but we didn't start dating until after college. We were married here in 1980 and had our reception in Class Hall. It was kind of a fancy coffee hour with champagne. Our children, Stephen and Kim, were baptized here and were actively involved in all the youth programs at CCSM. Youth choir, bell choir with the Nell, Christmas pageants, organ camp with Angela, and youth groups with Betsy. And they both were married here, Stephen and Laura in 2013, and Kim and Javi in 2015. Our oldest grandson, Jack, was baptized here, but the pandemic has delayed the baptism of our other two grandchildren, Owen and Maya. CCSM has truly been our church home. But what makes a home? It's a place of caring and warmth, of love and concern, and of course, family. Our church family has been an important part of our lives, beginning as we were raising Stephen and Kim. We have made strong friendships over the years with families here at CCSM who have been and who continue to be a source of support and love. Our families have grown up together, learned together, vacationed together, celebrated together, and grieved together. Stephen and Kim are blessed to have been surrounded by so many loving people who have helped them grow into the capable and loving adults that they have become. They grew up knowing that they were supported by church friends who cared about them and who would help them in any way. My hope is that my grandchildren, Jack, Owen, and Maya, will know what it means to be part of a church family. As our world becomes more polarized, it will be important for them to learn to be compassionate and caring. I hope that CCSM will be their church family.
Well, it looks like you pretty much covered it, honey. That was great. I am Peter, the other half of the Peter Held, Gail Held couple. I started here in 1968, so I've been here much of my life. I was here freshman year in high school is when I started, because my father was called here. Oh, don't bang on that. My father was called here as a senior pastor. So yes, I was a PK. And I have many fond memories of this place. And obviously, currently, it's a big part of our life. But back then, the big thing for me was high school youth group, because that's where the friendships, the relationships, that's where Gail was. But the big thing for us at that time was having something to look forward to, something special. And at that time, it was a mission trip to Hawaii. And we actually did raise money and work hard, and that's something we put off for a couple years down the road, and that was a fun thing. And when we were newlyweds, we taught first grade, and later on were adult advisors for the high school youth group. As young parents, we continued to help as we could. We served on different boards and committees, and ultimately I was moderator in the late 1980s. That was during another transitional time in our church. We were also advisors to the high school youth group, so it keeps cycling through. How did we get this old? As young parents, we continued on and did many important things, as I said, the moderatorship, but also we served on the committee, or I served on the committee that brought Reverend Penny Nixon here, which was spectacular. And we all have close memories about her since she just was with us. Lately, I've been relegated to helping out with the ushers, generally in the back of the church, and I was a volunteer of the week for helping move tables this night. So this is not my normal job here. But what keeps me coming back to the Congregational Church is we are extremely welcoming to all people. And that's an important part as we go forward. And it has to be a critical thing for us to get up here that usually don't speak and speak out. I like to kind of be, I think it said behind the scenes. Well, this is very much in front of the scenes, but there's so much about this church, and we're concerned about our environment and how the church leaves a legacy for our kids and the next generations, and then hopefully also how we treat our world. The other special thing, as a grandpa looking back, I really appreciate all the mentors and friends and people I've gotten to know and the growth that you get here. As a high school kid, we're stumbling around trying to figure it all out. But as adults, many of you have reached out and made a big difference in our lives, as well as the most important thing, and that's our family and my wife. So Gail and I are truly blessed to have been part of this church community, and we hope that it will continue on for another 50 years and be a relevant place in a vital spiritual community. Thank you.